the Quran, Usul al-Fiqh, Islamic history, and different social issues. He's been teaching of traditional books in Hausa like fiqh, usul, logic, and philosophy. He's been appointed the guide teacher in Hausa of Qum, and he's been working and guiding the youth and children since 1979. So nearly even before I was born. So he has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. He's been reciting Majlis and Ashra Muharram al-Haram since 1986. And his specialty is tafsir and hadith and comparative study of Islam and other political, economic, and social theories. But I asked him some other questions for you, especially our 14 Youth Club. I asked him how long has he been living in the UK, and he's been living in the UK since 2004. We asked, where do you live? And he lives in Burnley, up north, in the north of England. And he's been with that community for 12 years, and he's helped establish the madrasa over there. The madrasa over there is in Nelson, and apparently is running very well, and there's about 100 children of the same age group as all of you on the call. For the last 2 years, he's been an alim in Wolverhampton, and then I asked him, what's his favorite thing? What's his favorite food? And I thought he was going to say halim, or mango milkshake, or something like Oreo milkshake. And he said, I like all well-cooked food. So I think as long as it's tasty, Moulana will eat it. And then I asked him, what's his favorite hobby? And he said, reading books is my favorite hobby. So like some of you. So without any more delays, thank you very much, Moulana, for joining us. We will have a lecture now until about 5 minutes past 5, and then we'll start some questions and answers. So over to you, Moulana, and I will go on mute. Can we have a loud salawat in your own homes and boys?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق أولم يكفي بربك أنه على كل شيء شهيد. It's a verse from Surah Fussilat, which is 41 chapter of the Quran, and verse number is 53. Sanurihim, soon we will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves. حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق, so that it will become clear to them that he is the truth. أولم يكفي بربك أنه على كل شيء شهيد. Is it not sufficient that your Lord is witness over everything? In this verse we see there are 3 ways to acquire knowledge, to recognize, to have ma'rifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are 3 ways. The one is to knowing about the universe, afaq. If you look at the universe, you will find who is the creator. The second way is anfusihim, yourself. Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbah. The person, the man who knows himself, he will know his Lord. And the third way is awalam yakfi bi rabbika, knowing the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. This knowledge of knowing himself is a bit difficult way to know him. We'll discuss later it on. Now we'll start from the first part of this verse, how through universe we can understand the creator. Here I think we'll discuss 3 basic proven and universal principles which are working in this universe. The first principle is illat and malul, we call it, cause and effect. action and reaction. Consequences, impacts need reason. I'll give you the example, I see a chair. The cause of this chair is the wood, and the cause of the wood is a tree, and cause of a tree is the earth. So in this universe, all the objects, all the particles of the universe are working accordingly the law of cause and effect. So here we see matter exists in this universe, in this entire universe. And one of the essential properties of matter is change in the state of matter. Matter is always moving, a random movement. Movement is the mode of the existence of matter. This is the first step. From the tiny part of this universe, from atom with its subparticles to the system of galaxies, the clusters of the galaxies, we see everything is moving. Al-alamu mutaghayyirun, the universe is always in the state of changing. And this change needs a power, a force to bring it in change. Means work is needed to accelerate the body. Means this material universe is needed a cause that can move this universe. So two properties of the matter, the one is it is matter, and the second one is movement. The cause who can create this property in this matter shouldn't have these two properties, these two attributes. So a stable and immovable cause can create movement in this matter. Al-alamu mutaghayyirun wa kullu mutaghayyirin hadis. Everything which is changing, which is in the state of change, it is effect, it needs a cause. So we see the essential cause of this universe, which should be immovable, which should be stable. It is not matter. Because if it is matter, again, matter has this problem. It needs an other cause. So the ultimate cause of this universe is not matter. We call him illatul ilal. He is the cause of all the causes and effects of the universe. He is wajibul wujud, and he is beyond the matter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is the one who has created this physical and material world. This is the first law of cause and effect. The second law is, we call it Qanun-e-Nazm, discipline, order, and system exist in this universe. So the rational structure, the amazing and marvelous order and design in the universe. sophisticated laws in the universe, collaboration in all the objects and particles of the universe, beauty exists at every level of the universe. Everything is running in its own orbit. All these things we see, and we will conclude, we will come to this result, that knowledge is behind this universe. The second point we can understand from these beautiful things, that only there is one power which is working behind this universe. Otherwise, there was a turmoil, there was a chaos, there was a disorder. The same argument and reasoning Quran has described in Surah Anbiya, which is the 21st chapter of the Quran, and verse 22. It's a very beautiful verse from the Quran. لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله لفسدتا سبحان الله فسبحان الله رب العرش أما يصفون. لو كان فيهما آلهة, if there were many gods besides except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the heavens and the earth, the both will have been ruined. For subhanallah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so Allah is the exalted, He is above, and above from the things you describe for Him, you are praising for Him, because you are understanding through your knowledge, and your knowledge is a restricted knowledge, and He is absolute being. And here in this verse, He is Rabbul Arsh, He is the Lord of the Arsh. Arsh, it is beyond the skies, it is above the skies and the kursi. We don't know what is the reality of this Arsh. Let us see, have an example. How much energy, how much power, how much administration is required to manage a house, a family, and then how much knowledge, energy, power, administration, management required to run a government, and then it will goes towards the world of galaxies, the entire universe and beyond. So, Subhana Rabbil Arsh, for Subhanallah Rabbil Arsh, Allah is the Lord of Arsh. What is saying? Rabb has different meaning in Arabic language. Rabb is Lord, Rabb is tutor, Rabb is manager, Rabb is provider, Rabb means raiser. In all these meanings, He is the Rabb. Actually, in fact, we cannot translate the word Rabb. In all these aspects, He is the Rabb of the universe. Here, another point. So, He is essential being which has created all the beings, all the objects, all the creatures, and He is imperceptible. The scientist has reached to this point, the absolute time and space is imperceptible. Means the beginning of the universe is imperceptible. So, avalam yakfi bi rabbika, is it not sufficient that your Lord is the witness of everything? Means if you want to know the real essence of the creator, you can't. Yes, you can have knowledge regarding his attributes. His attributes, his qualities can be known for the creature. But in real essence, the reality of his essence, no one can know. He is absolute being. He is absolute hidden. According to some hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya man hu, Ya man la ya'lamu ma hu illahu. Oh you, no one knows him except him. Here, this word have been narrated by some infallibles. Ma arafnaka haqqa ma'rifatika. We haven't recognized you as you are. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Qul huwallahu ahad. Qul who is absolute being. Allah is the congregation of all the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is word mustajme jamiy kamalat. When we say Allah, means including all the attributes. He is Qadir, He is Alim, He is Adil, He is all the attributes. So, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahus samad. So, imperceptible and the one who doesn't need anything. He is sustainable. He is a self-sustained being. He is wajibul wajud. So, from the ontological point of view, when we discuss existence, only two types of existence we see in the entire universe. One is mumkinul wajud, that can be created, and one is essential being, which is the Lord, which is the creator of the universe. And the third point, here we'll discuss faqidu shay la yu'ti. What it means nothing cannot give something. Null, zero cannot provide something. So from nothing you cannot create something. According to the Big Bang Theory, 13.8 billion years ago, all the matter of the universe emerged spontaneously. In a single minute point. But what is the beginning of this matter? As we have discussed, matter cannot shape the matter. It's a wisdom who shapes the matter. It's a knowledge who gives shape to the matter. Unplanned cannot plan a planned universe. If you come to this result that all the universe emerged in a single point minute, in a single minute point, it means this universe is without a plan. It's absurd. It's really a word, a notion you are saying that no knowledge is working in this universe. So, this universe itself, the matter how it emerged, by the way, the universe which, the visible universe, which has been calculated that It has 700 quintillion stars, and 1 quintillion is equal to 10's power 18. This is a visible universe, and to cross this universe, we need 93 billion light years. By the way, according to my understanding, it is the first sky. It is not the universe you are seeing. According to the Quran, Inna zayyana sama ad-dunya bimasabiha. We have decorated this universe with stars. So this universe is not a universe. It is the first sky. So the beginning point, the driving force of the universe is not a matter. It is not unplanned point. Let us see three forces as it has been mentioned by the scientist. The first one is gravitational force, and all the galaxies, they are working with this gravitational force. And there is a powerful force than the gravitational force, which is called as weak force. Weak force is 10's power 25. It is greater than the gravitational force. Means you have to add 25 0 with 10. And then there is electromagnetic force is working in this first sky, and it is 10's power 36. Means you have to add 36 0 with 10. It is greater than the universe. Is it just happening? No one is controlling these forces. So there is a force, there is a power, absolute being, absolute power, who is controlling all this universe. He hasn't been created. He was there. So Quran says here in Surah Baqarah, beautifully explained in verse 117, Badi us-samawati wal-ard. وَإِذَا قَضَى أَمْرًا فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُن فَيَكُونُ. He is Badi. Khalik and Badi has different meaning. Badi is the originator. Khalik means he can create from a raw material something. So he can shape the raw material in different shapes. But Badi us-samawat, he is the originator. He is the first one. He is the starting point. He has originated all the heavens and the earth. وَإِذَا قَضَى أَمْرًا, and when he decides something, any matter, anything, فَإِنَّمَا يَقُولُ لَهُ كُن فَيَكُونُ. He says, be, and it becomes. Let us see on the structure of the universe. Every single tiny microsecond, every microsecond in the world of matter, in the physical world, we are seeing every microsecond creation is carried on. It's a continuous action. We are looking around ourselves. So obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is the one, and he is the driving force of this universe. After mentioning these three principles, the first one was cause and effect. The second was the order and discipline in the universe. And third was faqid al-shay la yu'ti. Nothing cannot create something. Here I'll read just 2 paragraphs of the sermon of the Najmul Balagha, where Imam Ali alayhi salam, he is the Imam of Tawheed. He is the master of the people who believe in one. Imam al-Tawheed, what he says, have these points in your mind, and then now I'll read just because we don't have any time to explain in depth these words of Imam al-Muwahhidin, Imam al-Tawheed, the Imam of the monotheism. Okay. Imam alayhi salam says, he who assigns to him different conditions does not believe in his oneness, because he doesn't have conditions, kafiyat. Nor does he who likens him grasp the reality, because resemblance laysa kamithlihi shay. He cannot be resembled to anyone, because anyway everything is his creation. Creator and creation can't be equal, never ever. Creator and creation can't be equal in attributes. He who illustrates him does not signify him. He who points at him, he imagines him, does not mean him. Everything that is known through itself has been created, because if you'll go from the creation to know about the real essence, you can't, because he is imperceptible. And everything that exists by virtue of other things is the effect, is a cause, is the effect of a cause. He works, but not with the help of instruments. He doesn't need tools. He doesn't need instruments. He doesn't need any partner to give him suggestions. He fixes mayas, but not with the activity of thinking. He doesn't need to think about anything. He is rich, but not by acquisition, by acquiring anything. Times does not keep company with him. He is beyond the time. And implements, tools do not help him. His being preceded times. His existence precedes non-existence, and his eternity precedes beginning. By the creating the senses,
we don't need to see his
it
face.
is known that he has no senses. He is above the senses, because he has created the senses.
Oh my goodness, what are you doing?
By the contrary, in the matter, because matter has various shapes, it is known that he has no opposition, no contrary in the entire universe. And by the similarity between things, it is known that there is nothing similar to him. He has made light the contrary of the darkness, brightness that of gloom, dryness that of moisture, and heat that of cold. He produces a friction among inimical, hostile things. So up till now we have concluded Allah is there, absolute being is there, and he is one. And we have discussed different arguments and reasonings. From here, we'll go to the next point, which is related to the levels of Tawheed. We can distribute this topic into two angles and two aspects. One is related to your belief, what we believe, what type of belief ours should be. And the second one is related to action and deeds. And the Tawheed, which is related to our Aqidah, our faith, our belief, it has three types. The one is Tawheed Zati. Second one is Tawheed Sifati. And third one is Tawheed Af'ali. I'll elaborate these 3 points. Tawheed Zati, he is one. He is Wahid. He is Ahad. But when we say he is Wahid or one, it is not numerical one. Because when we say one, it means this one has the capability to accept one another. So if one comes with one, it becomes two. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one, he is one, not accepting the others. Ahad, Qul huwallahu ahad. Ahad means unparalleled, unique, matchless. No resemblance. There's no resemblance for him. He's unrivaled, he's unparalleled. Lam yakul lahu ahad. No one can become the parallel to him. وَالَّذِي لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. He has no resemblance. It's a surah Shura, which is 42 and verse 11. So Tawheed Zati means he is only can claim he is only one, having no partner, having no, because we have discussed that he is immaterial. So matter can accept one, but he cannot accept. If he accepts, then he is matter. So he is not beginning of the universe. Second point, Tawheed Sifati. Tawheed Sifati means he is one in his all attributes. And there are two schools in Muslim Ummah. One school says the attributes were added to him. School of Ahlul Bayt says the attributes is himself. Because if you say attributes were added, were additional to him, so means you will believe in two God, two powers, two absolute beings, many absolute beings. Regarding when you see all the attributes, so the source of all the attribute is he himself. उसकी सिफात ऐन ज़ात हैं. His attributes are He Himself. When we say Allah, means Qadir. When we say Allah, means Rahman. When we say Allah, means all the attributes. So He is unique in His attributes. So this is Tawheed Sifati. Then Tawheed Af'ali. It has two dimensions. All the actions are taking place, are occurring in the entire universe. He is the source. Ya man kullu shay'in mawjudun bihi. Everything exists with him. Ya man kullu shay'in qa'imun bihi. Everything, if it is sustained, if it has existence, it is due to him. But when I do my deeds, when I act my actions in my life, my actions are dependent, are not independent. So He has given me the power to do actions. Terminologically point of view, we say Allah is independent in His actions. Bil istiqlal. He has all the powers. But in His creature, if someone has powers to do something, it has been given to him, not independently his. But sometimes these powers we can't see who is working behind. I'll give you the example. A big train is running on the track. We can't see the driver. We can't see the energy which is behind this train. Anyway, train is running. Likewise, all the galaxies are running in their orbits. What force is behind all these actions? Another example. We do actions. Our body moves. My hands move. All my body moves. It is due to my willpower. It is due to my decision when I take. So behind these actions, will is working. Likewise, in the entire universe, the will of Allah is working. His will is working. His will is the driving force of the entire universe. But He is independent, but our intentions, our decisions are dependent. And likewise, the entire universe. Okay, and then Tawheed Af'ali, it has different dimensions, has been mentioned in the Quran. He is independent in his actions, like Tawheed al-Khaliqiyyat, Tawheed fil Khalq, means He is the one who is creating every microsecond. Tawheed fil Rabubiyyah, He is the one who is raising the entire universe. Tawheed fit Tashri, He is the one who is the source of legislation to manage the life, for example. So these are the three dimensions which are related to our faith, our belief, our mind, our soul. Tawheed Zati, Tawheed fi Zat. He is the one. He is unparalleled. He is matchless. He doesn't have any resemblance to any type of creature. Tawheed fi Sifat, His attributes, He is the one. He is the unique. Tawheed fil af'al. He is the source of all the actions and deeds in the entire universe. Next one.
Moulana,
It is related
can I
to,
just pause you there, please, Moulana, for 1 minute?
okay.
Before you continue, just to advise our audience that we will be having question and answers shortly in about 10 or 15 minutes. And so we just want to advise our audience members, there's 42 people watching, mashallah, which is really good. But we just want to advise our audience of two things. One, if you can please remain on mute, that's fantastic. But we are going to give you a chance in about 10 or 15 minutes as Moulana finishes off. We're going to give you a chance to ask questions and answers. And we'll be giving you two ways. You can either type it in the chat box, but please put your name, age, and location so we know who's asking the question if possible. Or you can message me on the WhatsApp group or Sister Shawar, where we are now starting to receive some questions. So let's listen to the rest of Moulana's talk, and then we'll have an interactive session on question and answers. And I'll also be giving you details of the next 4 lectures in the series at the end of this talk. So I think another 15 minutes from you, please,
Inshallah.
and then we'll go to question and answer. Thank you.
Inshallah. Okay. The second aspect of Tawheed, it is related to our actions. That is Tawheed Ibadi. I should worship him. Means Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alameen. All my namaz, nusuk, all my worship, mamati, all my life and death, it is for the Lord of the worlds. In every single second, I should be the abd. He is ma'bud. He is the source of reliance. He is the one I should rely on him. So, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad should have impact on my life. Let us see and examine and think about the namaz we read every day. Actually, this is the package of Tawheed Ibadi. It's a perfect and complete package of Tawheed Ibadi. When I recite in my namaz, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, all praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when I believe in this verse, why should I go after my praise? Why I should be praised? I should be humble in my entire life. When I say bihawlillahi wa quwwatihi aqumu wa aq'ud, the principle is the namaz for entire life. I wake up, I turn up, I sit down, I do every action. It is by the power he has given to me. Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Always turn to him from the sins towards the infallibility. Infallibility, the supreme stage, point of infallibility. This stage is only for the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, the Masumeen. But I have to move forward toward the infallibility, from the sins to become the sinless. Again, this is namaz. When I say Allahu Akbar, what type of this Allahu Akbar should be? Let us see at the Allahu Akbar in the field of the Karbala. Hazrat Ali Akbar alayhi salatu wasalam, just analyze the situation. Just analyze the scenario. A young man having thirst and hunger of 3 days. He is standing in front of thousands of enemies. The enemies having swords, stones, words, and other type of ammunition to kill him. So he's looking death in front of him. He's hearing the voices of Al-Atash. He's standing with his uncle like Abbas, father like Imam Hussein. How much courage, how much bravery, how much power is needed to claim Allahu Akbar on the day of Ashura. So he is the perfect example in Tawheed Ibadi. It is Tawheed Ibadi that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhal muzammil qumil layla illa qalila. It is the shape of Tawheed Ibadi that Imam Ali al-Islam, Prophet said about him, Zarbatul Aliyin yawm al-khandaq afsal min ibadat al-thaqalain. Ali didn't go to the sajda, but the action Ali did. Ali put his sword up. The ishq and love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how much it was behind that this action became superior to the worship of Sakalain. Again, Tawheed Ibadi, if you want to see, it is on the day of Ashura, when Imam Hussain al-Salam, he sacrificed himself. It is Tawheed Ibadi when Bibi Zainab Kubra sallallahu alayha on the day of Ashura says, Allahumma taqabbal minna hadha al-qurban qalila. Oh, our Lord, accept this short sacrifice. Allahu Akbar. Qalil. Allahumma taqabbal minna qurbanan qalila. So, inshallah, we'll pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will give us power to become monotheist, to become real bondman, real abd. Abd cannot be translated. Abd is not slave, because slave has no respect in this word. But when abd is in regard with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is a stage of respect. Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took him towards the heavens, and this was the abudiyat. This was the abdiyat of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So I'll conclude. I'll finish my words here, inshallah, with the praying, the same prayer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to become the real Muslim. Sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tayyibin at-tahirin al-masumin. Okay, I'm waiting for your questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Moulana Sahab. My Zan and Miqdad and Ali Raza have been helping me take notes. So just to recap a small summary that helped Zan and Ali Raza took. We learnt about who is our Lord at the beginning, our Rabb, and how to get to know him. And there was a key concept there that something can't come from nothing, and power always comes from Allah. And we said that the Khalil, raw material, turns something into something. Khalil?
The Khalil means that the raw material turns the Khalil means that you turn something a raw material into something.
Excellent, very good. We heard about that the creator and the creation is not equal, and that there are three levels of Tawheed, and the attributes of Allah, the 99 names of Allah, are how we can get to know Him. He is unique. He is the creator of all living things, and Allah gives us will. Likewise, Allah will give to the world power. Do you want to explain that one? No, okay. And we need to be humble and look for praise. Now, we have a number of questions already coming through on the Zoom chat and on the WhatsApp. So I'm going to go to the first question, which is from Sister Faiza from South London. And it says, how can one improve their intention to execute and do actions for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone? And is there a way to evaluate oneself to see if the action was done purely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone?
In short, I should say we should contemplate on our worship. For example, daily namaz, we should think, we should look at the translation. I should contemplate what I'm saying to my Lord. Inshallah, it's a practice. When you will practice, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us tawfiq to become in a state that inshallah will be sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay, thank you very much. We got the next question here is from Dr. Zafar Abbas. Thanks for a great talk. You say that everything has a cause and effect. Nothing can come out of nothing. So one can ask what affected Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself? If everything has to come out of something, how does he exist? How did he come into being? And this is from Dr. Zafar Abbas, age 56, from Hexham.
I should say that we see that in the existence point of view, the world, the entire universe is matter. So matter cannot create the matter. So the properties of matter shouldn't be found in the creator. So creator doesn't have, like the sermon of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, he doesn't have any conditions, different stages, different changes in himself. So he is the supreme being and imperceptible being. We can't understand his real essence, what he is. Like I said, who is an absolute being. Like the scientists, they say we cannot perceive the absolute time and space. We cannot perceive because our mind and our perception is restricted anyway. But he is, as a creator, he is beyond our concepts.
Okay. Jazakallah. Another question we have from Najaf Khoja is, if all my actions are dependent upon him, then how would I be accountable for any wrongdoings that I do?
Because in some areas I have been given authority, like the incident took place in the time of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Someone came and asked Imam Ali alayhi salam how much I can do. I'm responsible my actions. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam said, can you pick up your one leg? He picked up. And when he said, can you pick up the second one? He said, I can't. So Imam replied that you have been given, to some extent, you have been given authorities. So Quran says, Inna hadaynahu sabila imma shakiran wa imma kafura. We have given you the guidance. We have given you the authorities. And in these areas, with the help of this guidance and these powers of doing action, me and we are the responsible for our actions.
Can you read out the next question there, Zen? Can you recommend any book?
Please recommend any book in English for the topic of Tawheed. Thank you.
I think I cannot recommend a specific book it's a topic that Quran is explaining this topic, Najmul Balagha is explaining this topic. Actually, this topic, if you want to study in depth, you need a teacher.
And somebody asked the same question. Is there something more appropriate for children age 11 to 13 on Tawheed?
I think they should recite Quran more and more, inshallah, and they try to read the translation of Quran. So Quran is the source of understanding the Tawheed. I think perhaps there's a book from Ayatollah Ibrahim Amini Marhum on Tawheed. Perhaps it has the English translation as well. It'll be good for the children.
Yeah, and also in the MUS Majlis Ulama Shia Madrasa books, series 1, 2, and 5, they have a section on Tawheed on every level for every age group.
Yes, of course.
Could you ask the next question there at the bottom?
I have a question. Who made Allah? I know He was already there, but how?
Who made Allah? Do you?
Yes.
As I have stated, no one can made Allah. If someone has made Allah, he will be the Allah. And then question will arise, who made him? Then question will arise, who made him? Logically, there must be a stop that he should be the creator, not the created one. Is it okay?
Can you answer that?
Is it wrong to say to our God?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Is it wrong to say to instead of for our God? When you call to God, how should you say to him?
To? It's okay when you say Allah, tu, he, have, for example. It means we are believing that only you are.
So this one says, thanks Moulana, but would my actions count towards Tawheed a fail?
How my actions can become harmonized with Tawheed, is it?
It said, would my actions count towards Tawheed Afali?
Yeah. Actually, Tawheed Afali means Allah has given in some areas, he has given authorities, like he has given power to Jibreel al-Islam to do many things in the universe. But the center of all these powers is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Tawheed Af'ali. When we say that someone is doing with his own intentions, with his own decisions, means Allah has given this power to do these actions and deeds. So Tawheed Af'ali, basically, we should believe that what I'm doing, what anyone else is doing, this power has been given from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But practically, I didn't need to do anything. What I need to do anything, it is Tawheed Ibadi. Means I should become aware of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I should have the marifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is there any other question? Otherwise, I would like to mention another point.
There's two. Then you go next.
Okay.
Is it wrong to say Khuda instead of Allah?
Khuda is in Persian language and it is equal to Allah. It doesn't matter. You can say Allah, you can say Khuda.
Okay, where's the next one? One more question here.
My question to Moulana is.
done.
Oh no, we've done that one. This one that we got was can you explain in the Shia Aqidah, we say that we should only rely on Allah. Allah is one, He is the source of everything. But then we do prayers through the intercession, we ask the Imams to intercede. So is that, some people can say that we are doing shirk, or because we are assigning partners to Allah. We're not praying directly to Allah, we're praying through the Imams. How does that balance with the concept of Tawheed?
I think I'll give an example. The energy, the light we gain and we acquire from the sun. The sun light is the source of life in the solar system. But sun is not independently, he is the source. It has been created as a source. So the mean and source of energy is the sun. And how much we take benefit of this energy, it depends on our capacity. For example, the energy is taking benefit of very small creatures on the earth. For example, ant, then elephant, then for example, trees, then for example, mountains. All these things are taking benefit of energy of the sun. Then the oceans, then the entire earth, then the solar system. The benefit this solar system is taking from the sun, it is more than the tiny creatures on the earth. Likewise, the marifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it depends on capacity of ourselves. But here, likewise Quran says, وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةِ. If you want to come to me, if you want to go to the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you need the nearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should search the mean, the source of this way. And Ahlul Bayt salawatullah alayhim ajma'in, they are the perfect human being before the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they have access to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they are the wasila for us, like the sun is wasila. And all the system of the universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not sending his blessings directly. All the things are through wasila, through mean. For example, I take food. This food comes through many means, comes to me. For example, when a seed goes inside in the chest of the earth has worked on this seed. The environment, the sun, the moon, and the people means many means and many things have worked to make a seed of a wheat, and then it comes to comes in different processes and comes to me, and I take a bite. I should say, oh Allah, thank you. But this food has come to me through many means and sources. So Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam salawatullah alayhim ajma'in, they have very close access to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are bridge. They are the wasila to go to the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are not Allah. Is it okay? I think.
Yes, thank you. And so we'll pause on questions so you can finish what you want to say, Moulana. Just before that, I'd like to remind everybody that this is a series of 5 talks on Zoom. And the next one in the series will be with Moulana Ali Raza Rizvi on the divine justice. And that's on Saturday, the 18th of July at 4 p.m. We'll have Moulana Sayyid Farazdak Razvi talking about the divine message. Then Moulana Mirza Abbas on divine leadership, and Sheikh Muhammad Hilli in September on the Divine Judgment. So this is the beginning of a series of 5. We have another 3 or 4 more questions, but Moulana, if you'd like to add your extra bit of knowledge, gift of knowledge for us, and then we'll go back to questions.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think a point I should mention here, we as a human being, we as a mankind, we as a special creature on the earth. There is a saying, there is a poetry from Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, "At-tazam annaka jirmun saghir wa fikam tawal al-alam al-akbar." Do you think you are a very tiny particle, while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed, embedded a big universe in yourself? As I earlier said, one way is to knowing self, ourselves. Look at the structure of the body. In our body, like the scientists say, in our body, 30 trillion cells exist in our body. Each cell contains 100 trillion atoms in the body. Abu Shakir Desani, he was atheist, came to Imam Sadiq والسلام, and he said, why do you believe Allah while we can't see him? Imam said, you haven't seen in yourself, otherwise you wouldn't say this word. Do you know the blood is circulating, is running in your body? Today, it is very easy to accept, but those days, science was not advanced, and he didn't know. Yes, I don't know, he replied. Again, he said, do you know how many living creature has been created in your body? He said, no. Imam said, if you have seen, you wouldn't say this word. Now, today we see 40 trillion bacteria living in our body. It is not a simple object Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. So I think we should have 4 types of links and connections, and these connections should be balanced in our life. The first, it is a connection to myself, khud, who I am, from where I am, where I have to go. What is my essence? What is my reality? In fact, who I am. So I should answer these questions. So knowing self is knowing the Lord. Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbahu. The second point, the second connection. This connection is to my Lord, khud and then khuda. Because he is connected with me like the entire universe, every second, every microsecond, while I'm sleeping, while I'm awake, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, everything is being calculated, everything is being recorded. فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ يَرَهُ. Tiny actions are being recorded. There's a system of recording in the universe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set up. So the first connection is with me. Second connection is with my Lord, my Creator. The third connection, it is to the people, to the other people, to the mankind. I should have a balanced connection with the people. And it starts from my family, my friends, and likewise it goes to the entire mankind. And the third connection, it is towards the physical world, environment. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam says, اتقوا الله في عباده وبلاده فإنكم مسؤولون حتى عن البقاء والبهائم. اتقوا الله, adopt taqwa of Allah. Taqwa has different meanings, and the basic meaning of taqwa is beware of, be cautious, take care yourself. Ittaqullah. Here Imam Ali al-Islam is saying, beware of the divine taqwa, the divine consciousness. Ittaqullah fi ibadihi. And this taqwa has 4 dimensions in this hadith. While perhaps we have heard that taqwa is only to reading namaz. No, that is one aspect of the taqwa. But Imam Ali al-Islam is mentioning 4 dimensions of divine taqwa. Ittaqullah fi ibadihi. Beware of the divine taqwa regarding the people. It is regardless of what religion and regardless of what type of these people. So we have taqwa regarding the people. Ittaqullah fi ibadihi wa biladihi. And the cities and the countries and the places where you are living. So the people have divine rights, the places they have divine rights. فَإِنَّكُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ, you will be asked, you will be questioned. How did you spend your life regarding these topics? And Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam in this hadith, it goes forward to other topics. فَإِنَّكُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ حَتَّى عَنِ الْبِقَاءِ وَالْبَهَائِمِ. Biqa is the plural of buqa. Buqa yani abode, wherever you stay for a while, for a long time. It can become your house, it can become your office, everywhere where you abode, you stay for a while or for a long time. So it has taqwa as well. Wal bahaim, and the animals. Animals, they have right. So how beautifully Imam Wasallam has defined, has mentioned these different aspects of taqwa. So I think the 4 main connections we should take, we should be beware of this balance with me, myself, with my God, with Khuda, with Khud, Khuda, and the people, and the environment, and the surroundings, and whatever exists in the physical world. So inshallah, I think this point will be useful in connection with the topic. Thank you.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah. We have another question, then over to you.
How can although our purpose is to worship Allah, how should we live our lives without getting too attached to this world, and how much can we enjoy this world and halal ni'mat?
How do we stop ourselves from getting too attached to this world?
Means whatever we do, whatever we act regarding the world, it should be for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah is saying. So every action, if it is for qurbatan ilallah, means inshallah you will attach yourself to the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Am I correct regarding your question?
Yes, it was similar to the first question about how can we constantly check that our deeds are for the sake and will of Allah rather than our own egos.
Yeah.
We have another question, Ajiwaza.
What is Islam's opinion on evolution? Do we believe in evolution from single cell or other animals?
That's from Mahdi Mauji, age 10.
MashaAllah. But I should say that we have explained, we have addressed this question in our talk, evolution. We say the beginning point of the universe is not matter. Evolution is a theory that the starting point of the universe was a matter. It's okay, fine. We don't have any means objection, but we believe beyond this one. We believe that matter was unable to create the matter. So it should be metaphysical power and absolute being. He should create the matter. So evolution is the one point, but the beginning point is not the evolution theory, but he is the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who created everything.
If anyone else would like to ask a question, we've got 4 or 5 minutes left. But I do want to remind everybody about the different events. The next one we have coming up is on Saturday, the 18th of July at 4 p.m. And that's going to be with Moulana Ali Raza Rizvi on the divine justice. I think there's no more questions. I think we're having lots of thank yous from everybody.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for your time, Moulana Sahab.
Thank you for your listening.
Yes. And if anyone wants to switch on their video cameras, just say thank you themselves. That would be good to have some interactivity with the audience. Do you want to read out the thank you messages from, and who is
Thank you, inshallah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sheikh and Team 14 for every informative lecture. May Allah
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you, inshallah, all of us here and hereafter as well, inshallah.
Thank you for this educational lecture.
Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will increase in our knowledge.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. I think with that, we'll say Khuda Hafiz to everyone.
And I should say thank you to the organizers of the program as well.
Yes, Sister Shawan and her team 14 have been working very hard behind the scenes, and it's a good point actually, Moulana Sahab. The reason that this video and online lecture is happening is because there's a team of 5 or 10 volunteers behind the scenes who are caring about all of you in the audience very much. They want you to have the best knowledge. They worry about you. They want you to have access to the Moulanas, the best knowledge and the guidance that maybe we didn't have when we were growing up. And for the youth, they are focused very hard right now. They're creating a mini studio to film some more sessions, and the readiness for Muharram coming up in next month. So there's a lot of work and preparation going on. If you'd like to volunteer in any way to help the 14 youth team, they're looking for volunteers. They're looking for help with camera work, recording videos, doing some short videos and creative content. They're looking for people to help with backgrounds, with some of the lectures online, and preparing for Muharram and preparing some materials for the young people. Artwork is very helpful. So if you are interested, please get in touch with Sister Shawa or anyone in the 14 youth team. And you can see there's a lot of young people already involved, and Zamin and Zen and Hussein's obviously just sent a video message as well. So feel free to join in. We are looking for young people to get involved, and it will be more fun if more of you get involved with us. So Jazakallah very much. Thank you, Moulana. Thank everybody for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you on the 18th of July. And inshallah, take care wherever you are. Stay safe, stay home, save the NHS.
Thank you. Khuda Hafiz. Thank you.